fitting tribute to a veteran soldier, both on the political and spiritual front, fighting for freedom and civil rights in his home country, and taking his baton around the world. Today, as we assemble on these sacred grounds, the fact that we are here alone is testimony to the greatness of this legend, Pandit RAMLALL ji. There is no one in this audience who haven't heard about him, or who didn't know him, or never met him. We know of his name, we know of his great work, we know of his legacy. And today, history is being made in New York City and in America. And how fitting it is that Pandit RAMLALL Way is being established. This name shall endure the very test of time. Generations yet to be born will learn of such a great soul that walked Mother Earth and left behind tremendous contributions that will benefit all posterity. Today we are here to give thanks to God. Today we are here to celebrate his life, to celebrate his legacy, and to celebrate the naming of this street.
Going through so much, he deserves this honor and more. Let's all pray to the Father to a great soul, inspiring us so much. And those hallowed grounds of the Arya Spiritual Center, he always encouraged me at the Ramayana Park to keep going forward. And let our lives together be a tribute unto him. God bless all of you and God bless him. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Whatever little faith and whatever little knowledge he knew, whatever little knowledge of God he had, he shared it with his fellow human beings. And may all of us continue to do the same.
To promote cultural events in Queens, and his commitment to engaging in interfaith activities and events in efforts to unite the diverse people of Queens. This day was designated as this was the date of celebration of Phagwa in Queens, New York. Nana lived every moment to his fullest, even up to his last days. He peacefully passed away at his home on January 26, 2019, surrounded by our immediate family and members of the Arya Spiritual Center. I believe that we have all been blessed in our lifetimes to meet Nana. I believe he was the true embodiment of Krinvanto Vishwam Aryam, to make the universe noble. He was a stalwart who shone bright despite his humble beginnings, and he is well deserving of this honorable designation of Pandit RAMLALL Way. I just wish he were here to see it with us. Pandit RAMLALL was born on February 28, 1928 in Guyana, South America, formerly known as British Guyana. He had 5 siblings, consisting of 4 sisters and 1 brother. The 6 siblings were orphaned at a young age, and they were sent to live with other family members when their mother ultimately passed. Nana was sent to his uncle's home where he worked in his uncle's bake shop. He was later married in 1948 to my Nani, Dasodra RAMLALL. She was a fellow member of the Arya Samaj. They resided together in number 78 village, Quarantine, Berbice, and they had 4 children together. The first was Renuka, the second was Gitanjali, the third was Mehta, and the 4th was Shobha. Pandit had 6 grandchildren, my older sisters Bhumika, Chandrika, myself, Nivedita, and then my 3 cousins, Vidar, Rashmika, and Vishesh. They also had 4 great-grandchildren who they were so proud of. The oldest was Arya Sonia, who is 5 years old. The second is James Sanjay, who is 2 years old. The third is Eva Lakshmi, and she is 2 years old. And the last is Kiran Ravi, who is 1 month old. Unfortunately, Nana was never able to meet him, but I do believe Nana is looking down upon them and he's blessed them. So the loss of Nana's parents when he was younger forced him to face poverty and despair, as he was not permitted to go to school as most children his age did because they were so poor. As a child, Nana also worked in construction, driving heavy buckets of water in the sugar estate. After this, he worked at a recreational club for the white overseers, the British overseers, where he would help them with their tennis games. After that, he started to mature and he became a chemist in the sugar estate. But due to his Arya Samajist beliefs, he was actually fired by a fellow Hindu. Because of his good work ethic and his hard work and his efficiency, one of the overseers took pity upon him and said, "You don't have to be a chemist, you can do the landscaping," which we all know in most situations is a step down. But he took it because he was a hard worker. After this, he became a postal worker. He then pursued his education and he received a General Certificate of Education from London in Advanced Hindi, as well as a scholarship to study Advanced Hindi in New Delhi, India. Pandit taught Hindi at Tagore Memorial High School and various mandirs, where his students, many of whom I see in the crowd actually, respectfully referred to him as Mahashay. When Pandit immigrated to New York with his family, he obtained his bachelor's degree in psychology at the College of New Rochelle, and he worked as a hospital care investigator with New York City Health and Hospital System at Cumberland Hospital and Woodhull Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. He also served as a union representative in this position. Pandit was appointed Commissioner of Deeds for the state of New York, and he served as a voluntary hospital clergy and chaplain for the New York Transit Authority. Despite Nana's heavy workload, he made time to pursue conventional and religious education. He was always an active member of the Skeldon Arya Samaj, and he welcomed missionaries who promoted the Vedic teachings of the Arya Samaj and Arya Virdal. When Nana immigrated to New York, it was his dream to continue spreading Vedic teachings and the Hindi language. In the late 1970s, Nana invited his close friends and family to his basement, located at 144th Street and Hillside Avenue, for mandir services. As the crowd grew, so did the demand for a bigger and more welcoming space. It was this demand that drove Pandit to purchase the stately building, which is now known as the Arya Spiritual Center, located 8561 144th Street in Briarwood, New York, as well as these beautiful grounds which we're on today. In addition to establishing the mandir in New York, Nana also attended conferences and seminars, and he taught globally. He could often be found in India, Mauritius, Holland, Canada, Guyana, or Suriname, teaching students, and he enjoyed engaging in conferences and religious events in an effort to learn more and promote his beliefs. Nana penned a number of religious texts, and he sought membership in religious organizations such as the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha, the International Ramayana Conference, and the Federation of Hindu Mandirs. Nana's desire to share his culture motivated him to participate in the Gandhi Peace March in Richmond Hill, New York, and to establish the New York Diwali Motorcade, a vibrant observance of the Hindu festival of Diwali, as well as the New York Phagwa Parade, which brings thousands and thousands of people every year and is a widely celebrated and revered festival filled with color and joy. He also helped establish the New York Ramayana Conference, an observance of the teachings and lessons of the verses of the Ramayana. As a community leader, my Nana had many friends of different faiths and beliefs, all of whom he treated like family and invited to his temple. Nana was an active member of the interfaith clergy, and he enjoyed learning from other members. Politically, Nana was a fiercely loyal son of Guyana, and an often forgotten son of Guyana, who fought directly beside Dr. Chetty Jagan for Guyana's independence from the British. He was an avid member of the People's Progressive Party, and he was punished twice for this by the British imprisoning him with others at Sibley Hall Jail, which is also known as Mazaruni Prison, and penalizing him with house arrest. During this period, my Nani and the family, the children, they were targeted on multiple occasions, and he was not afforded the opportunity to speak with his family, so he never really knew what was going on. He also was not allowed to perform his daily Hindu rituals, and he was denied his request for vegetarian food. Nana remained steadfast in his beliefs, and he started a hunger strike until the conditions of his stay improved. The hunger strike was successful, and he was able to obtain livable conditions for himself and his other inmates. Due to the threats against my Nana, my Nani, and their family, they left Guyana after his imprisonment for a better life in New York. Over his lifetime, Nana has achieved a number of honors and accolades. He felt so privileged, for example, to be invited as guest of honor at the 16th International Ramayan Conference held in India. Pandit received a literary award for his advanced Hindi studies and his teachings of the Hindi language at the Vishwa Hindi Sammelan World Hindi Conference in Nagpur, India in 1975. Thereafter, Pandit, he actually received this prestigious award in the company of the Indian Prime Minister, Dr. Indira Gandhi, and the Mauritian Prime Minister, Dr. Sivasagar Ramlall. Thereafter, in 1984, he received the Vishwa Hindi Darshan Award, and in 1993, he was nominated to be Chief Delegate to represent the Vishwa Sabha Sanskriti Sansthan, also known as the Institute of World Literature and Culture. And this was at the 10th Annual International Ramayan Conference held in India. In 2005, Nana received the Bharat Gaurav Life Achievement Award at a lavish ceremony where he was designated the Pride of India for his lifelong cultural and civic achievements. He was praised for his lifelong commitment to teaching Hindi and promoting the cultural teachings of Hinduism, and he was commended for his political struggles in Guyana. Locally in 2003, something that we can all be proud of, Queensborough President Helen Marshall designated March 23rd to be Pandit RAMLALL Day in honor of Pandit's contributions to the cultural fabric of the city.
All of our hearts are so full of joy today. We all know that Pandit RAMLALL truly deserves this recognition. He deserves all of the love, the joy that we feel today, the praise. And today we can all say, there is only one way, Pandit RAMLALL way!
Available and signs, please wave them, please get a flag and get a sign, and please wave it on your way to the unveiling. Thank you.